Hello, I hope that I am now live. Facebook is telling me I am, so I hope you can all see me. I'm just going to make a comment to see if the comments are coming up where I think they will. Okay, so if you're watching, do make a comment or click on like or something like that, just so I know that this is working and that you're there. Okay, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this hand massage demo. I just thought it'd be a nice little thing to do to first of all just to watch, because it's quite nice to watch. Oh, hi Amanda, hello. First of all, it's quite nice to watch massage anyway. It's quite relaxing just to watch it, and I thought it could also be something that you guys could try at home. Obviously, we can't have massage at the moment, so unless it's you have a real medical necessity for it, so we can't have a relaxation massage at the moment, unfortunately. So hopefully this is a little bit of a substitute that will go some way to filling that gap. And it's also something that you can do anyway for yourself as part of your self-care routine. If you're regularly putting on hand cream, and we all are at the moment, just because of all the sanitizer we're having to use, this is just like a little added extra you can do. It can take 5-10 minutes or a bit longer if you want. So yeah, it's just a nice little, just like optional extra, and it doesn't require anything other than adding something a bit more to your usual self-care routine. So hopefully it's of use, and if not, it's just a nice relaxing thing to watch. So to do this practice, you'll need some hand cream, or you can use oil of some kind if you want, but it's quite nice to have some scented hand cream, and it's something that you might have easily to hand anyway. So get that, and also you'll need a towel, a little hand towel will do, and a cushion, or could be a pillow. So if you get those set up, I'll just give anyone who's watching a moment just to get those bits and pieces if you want to go play along while I'm actually doing the video. So just to say a little bit about the hands before we start. As you may or may not know, the hands have reflex points in them like the feet. So it means that there are points within the hand that affect the rest of the body. So I'm not a reflexologist, I couldn't tell you all the points, but I do know a couple of important Chinese medicine points, so that are acupressure points, if you like, coming from that tradition. There's one here, we'll go through this as I'm doing the demo, but there's one here which is between the thumb and the forefinger, this sort of webbing bit we've got here. So right in the middle there, that's a let go point. So it's good if you want the body to let go of anything. If you want your period to come or you're feeling constipated, it's great for that. It actually can be so powerful that we're not allowed to massage that point on pregnant women unless they're full term. So that's actually quite a strong point that you can use. And there's one in the middle of the palm here, which connects to the heart meridian, and so that's very soothing, and you don't need to put any pressure on that. It's just touching it like that very gently. It can feel very soothing and helps me if I'm having trouble going to sleep, for example. It might not necessarily send me to sleep, but it does help to sort of calm things down. So those are 2 points we'll be looking at as we go through the demo. And yeah, as you know, obviously your hands, they do everything. We don't, everything that we do, every way we touch the world is through our hands. So they're thought of as extensions of our heart. It's like our heart and what's in the joy and the love that we want to give to the world, it all comes through our hands. So they're so important and they do so much for us. And quite often we might feel, we usually feel pains in our shoulders and our neck, for example, but it's through the actions of our hands that those tensions build up. So if we give a lot of love to our hands, it can sometimes stop that tension that builds up through the arms and into the shoulders. it can kind of cut it off before it gets to that point. So they're very important part of the body to pay attention to for sure. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the demo now. I'll massage one hand, then the other. It doesn't matter which one you start with, you can start with either hand. And yeah, I'll talk you through it as I'm going. So I'm going to move the camera so you can see my hands. So you won't be able to see my face, but hopefully you can see my voice as I'm talking through this. So I'm just going to experiment with getting this in the right place. Okay, good. I think that is good. Okay, so one thing to say here is that yes, it's lovely if we can get rid of some tensions, but I think the main focus for a session like this is just that we're offering some love and kindness to ourselves. So the quality of touch is really important. So it's really important that we approach ourselves slowly and tenderly and with kindness and attention. So maybe normally if you're putting on hand cream, you're just putting it on, you're not really thinking about it. So we just want to try and slow everything down a bit. That's the aim, is just really slow everything down. So we're just really noticing everything that we're doing. Okay, so we're going to start by putting on some hand cream. It's lovely if you can have some that's got a scent that you really enjoy. So I like rose. This is my rose hand cream. So just rub it in. And like I said, just slow everything down. Slow everything down from what you'd normally, the pace you'd normally go. I've got a bit extra here, so I'm just going to wipe some off on the towel. And you just want it nicely rubbed in, so your hands feel like you've got a bit of moisture to work with, but they're not overly slippy. Make sure all that cream is rubbed in. You might want to go to over your wrist there and to the bottom of your arm, just to fully include. Just wiping off some of that excess. Okay, so we're good to go. So start by holding one hand in the other. Notice if your shoulders are a bit tense, and if they were like mine, you just feel them come down and give them a wiggle to relax them. Take a deep breath. I'm not trying to do anything here other than just hold one hand with the other and relax a little bit. Just bring everything down. Feel how it feels, one hand in the other. Feel the contact between the two hands. Okay, so that hand that you've been holding, pop that down on your pillow now. Sorry, just need to shift things around a little bit. So yeah, pop that down on your pillow. And then you can use various parts of your other hand to do the massage. So let's start off with the thumb. I'll be careful with the thumb because it's very easy to overextend it. But if you cup your hand with the other hand and then press gently with the thumb. That shouldn't be putting too much pressure on it. So you can press all around the hand, down this outer edge here. Sometimes it can be quite sore there where the wrist meets the hand, so you might want to do little circles around that. Press along the wrist. Obviously, if anything feels painful or difficult, don't do it. We've all got different bodies, so this is just what feels good to me. If that doesn't feel right for you, if it feels sharp pain or just feels uncomfortable and you don't like it, just stop and move on to something else. Now this chunky thumb muscle can get quite sore, particularly if you're doing a lot of close work like knitting or sewing or something like that. It can get very sore, or a lot of chopping if you're a chef or doing a lot of cooking. You can just press into that. Again, you can press in with just like a single point, and you can make circles as well. It's quite nice to do circles around the bottom of the fingers. You'll feel at the bottom of each finger there. And then this is something that everybody likes, but it's quite nice to give it a try anyway. You cusp with the fingers of the other hand and pull along. And some people like to give that quite a tug. Again, not for everybody. Some people hate that, and some people's joints pop out. So if you've got hypermobile joints, don't try that. But even if you don't give it a good pull, you might just, it's nice to just gently move all the way along the finger. And it helps rub in the hand cream as well if you haven't fully rubbed that in. And that's just taking the fingers, cupping the fingers round with the other hand like that. Then you might want to get in between each finger as well, into that little webbing bit. Then you can use other tools, so you can use your rolled up fist and you can work into it like that. This might, just because of the way I have to have this set up to show you, it's not so easy to put the pressure on like that, but if your cushion was on your lap, you'd have a bit more, you'd be able to lean your body weight in a bit more easily. So I'm just going to stand up to show you that. Then you can just lean it in like that, and you can use the edge of your knuckles either here or on here, and then you lean into the thumb muscle or lean into the top of the hand. And again, only obviously apply what pressure feels good, don't overdo it here. But the idea is that you're leaning your body weight, so it's not any effort, you're not efforting, you're not like tensing up with your arm is very relaxed, and then you're just leaning onto it, just leaning onto your hand. And that's hopefully very effortless and feels good. So that's easier to do if you can extend your arm fully down like that. So like I said, stand up or put your pillow on your lap. You can also use your elbow. And again, this should be very effortless. Your arm should be totally relaxed, and then you're just leaning in. And it can be surprising how much tension you feel in your hand actually. So I can really feel this releasing tension. It's lovely. Just to whatever level of pressure feels nice for you. If you feel acute pain, or it feels like more than 7 out of 10 on your pain scale, then stop. That's too much. So we're going to look a bit more on the other side of the hand now, I said, you can go in between there, and if you go all the way down to the wrist and move up, you can feel in between each individual bone on the hand there. So you can use fingers like that, all the fingers of the hand, and go move up in between. And you can also pull across the back of the hand. Just make a pulling motion. You feel, again, just feel the bones across the back of your hand, which I quite like, but you might find strange, so totally up to you what you want to do there. And you might want to grab the fingers as a whole and just move your other hand around them. You could also just give your wrist joint a bit of a move about, rotate that a little bit, so your wrist is totally loose and you're just moving the joint around a little bit. Just shaking your wrist basically. Then we've got those points that I spoke about before. So we've got this one here, the let go point. And all you want to do is just press and circle a little bit. And then there's the heart meridian on the other side. And here you're not doing anything other than putting some gentle pressure on. So you're just basically feeling contact. And to me that feels warm and it feels soothing. And it's right in the centre of the palm, right in the middle there. You can just hold that for as long as you want. You can hold that for 10 minutes if you like. As I said, it's very soothing. I'm just going to complete by again holding the hand. It's quite nice to get underneath the wrist, give that joint some support. Take a deep breath. And just feel the effects of that massage, how that hand feels now. Does it feel any different? Are you aware that you're more relaxed, or do you feel just the same? However you feel, it's absolutely fine. Just a case of noticing. And again, you can stay like that for as long as you want. So moving on to the other hand now. So taking the hand that you've just worked with, this one in my case, and then that is going to cup your previously active hand. So again, you just want to settle in, make sure your shoulders are nice and relaxed. And it's just a welcoming introductory touch. So we're just going to do the same kind of thing again. Again, using fingers, any finger that you like. And press down, do little circles, and you can use your thumb. Pressing into that chunky thumb muscle. That's quite sore on me, so that feels nice. I've got my thumb underneath there, and again, this is just a way of giving some pressure by leaning into it and not over stressing my thumb. Just trying to get it so I can show you what I'm doing. Again, just experiment and play and find out what positions feel comfortable for you, and wherever you can, lean into it. So you shouldn't be feeling a load of stress in your arm. You should be feeling relaxed in your arm, and that you're just leaning into it. Again, we can use those knuckles. Just giving the fingers a little squeeze. So yeah, if the whole pulling the finger thing doesn't feel right, you can just give them a little squeeze as well. It's just to make some acknowledgement that you've contacted them. Make little circles around the base of the finger. You can move up the finger as well. And you can see that I'm moving forward, leaning into that. Using all the fingers there. Get right in between the fingers as well. Feeling that gap between the bones. Pulling across the back of the hand. And using the elbow. Really relaxed elbow, relaxed wrist, and then just leaning in. Leaning into that chunky thumb muscle. Again, if you don't feel comfortable using the elbow, don't worry. It's just another little option. And you do need a nice firm surface to be able to press into. So you might want to do like what I've done here and put it on a table rather than on your lap. That might be a bit squishy. Feeling around the wrist here, giving that a little squeeze and rotating it a little bit. I'm just pulling the wrist all the way down because again that feels good to me. It may not to you, so just be gentle, particularly with your joints. Our wrist joint's quite fragile, so yeah, be careful with it. And again, massaging that let go point between the thumb and the forefinger. Just get into that webbed bits there. resting the hand and with the thumb or any finger right in the centre of the palm. Take a couple of deep breaths. And again, complete by cradling the hand. It's a gentle acknowledgement. Just spend a couple of minutes relaxing. Absorbing that massage and the nurturing that you've offered yourself. Okay, as I said, you can spend longer doing that if you want to. So I hope that was helpful. I hope, even if it was just relaxing to watch, I definitely feel more relaxed having done it. So hopefully you will too. Do let me know in the comments if you give it a try and how you find it. If you've got any questions, of course, let me know. As I said, do just be safe and mindful with yourself, and stop if anything doesn't feel right, if it hurts at all. But yeah, let me know how you get on. I'd love to hear. Okay, have a happy Tuesday. Enjoy your self-care.